So hello YouTube. So it's been this is the third video. So today we are going to be talking about system. So currently I'm in Nairobi, in the middle of nowhere, but yeah. So the first video I told you the what you are going to be doing. The second video introduced to you what you are going to be needing, and today we are going to be talking trading system. So you might be wondering why until now we are not on the charts, because the only thing that you are going to be needing like chart data on is like the entries. So in our trading system, for a mechanical trading system, you need several things. I might miss one, but I'll cover it along the course. So I'll cover it along the course. So the first thing we are going to be talking about is entries. Then the second is exits, then consistency, position management, and risk. So these are some of the things, if not all. I'm sure I've not missed a single one, because I'm trying to think when I'm trading what I might need in my trading system. But yeah, those are the major ones. So actually trading and forex is not something that long. Those people who sell you courses and make them like so big, they usually like add a lot of unnecessary details. So I'll show you like trading. The problem is we try to overcomplicate things, and this thing should be as simple as possible. So in a trading system, you should be able to explain it to a 6-year-old, and he or she should be able to do it and execute it. So it should not be something hard. As long as you know the basics of trading, that is the hard thing. In the creation of a trading style and system, now in the mechanical trading system, it's not something long or maybe tedious. So in system, I'm just going to go over them, then we are going to have a video on the specifics of every one of them. So by now everybody knows how to enter a trade. So you're either buying or selling on a certain price point. Okay, so in mechanical trading system, we are only going to need a specific rule for entry. Like, it's not should be something complicated, like you should be entering on if something happens, or you're just looking for something happens. Especially when you're day trading, you should also like ensure. I've also forgotten time frame, so the third one is time frame, so I will add another one for time frame. I've just talked about entries and remembered about time frames, but yeah, you should just check out the entries and ensure that you have a specific rule. You only need a rule for this one. I hear people who have like rules. Even me, when I used to be like not trading mechanical, I used to have a entry rule for entering, I don't know, exiting, and a lot of things. But here you just need a rule for entry. So you're going to be trading like most of the days, okay? But I want you like to have just know that I'll cover it in the next video. Also in this, I've forgotten about like the risk to reward. So risk to reward will also be like a video I will cover, so I'm writing it down. Yeah, but here you need just an entry rule. I'll cover that in the next video. The next one, you have exits. So exiting in mechanical trading is how I do it and how I approach it. I use like it's based on numbers, like formulaic numbers, and that's where even my risk to reward is from. That's how I exit. I don't exit on like structure or market price action. I don't use price action. I just use like data points, which is the risk to reward ratios, and also like the percentages for my strategy. So like then what I'm targeting for, but I don't use the chart like for exiting. The only point I use a chart, the only point I need a chart for is just the entries. Once I just place my entry, which is usually a pending order, that's another thing. In mechanical trading, you will not find like executing like buying and selling. Most of the trades I usually enter with like pending orders. All of my trades, there is no trade that I usually like execute on an instant. Most of them are like pending orders. So exiting also, it's just like a pending order for exiting, where I just set the take profit and I'm done with that trade. So I'll just come to check if I won or I've lost, and then I'll decide on the next trade I'm going to enter. So the other one is consistency. So when I mean consistency is in a lot of structures in this. So we have the entries, there's a consistency in the exits, consistency also in the position management. In everything in the system should have like consistency. So I think that will be the last topic. Then the other one is position management. So how I manage my position. No, but this one I've done it wrong. It's supposed to be like I think what I meant is how I'm going to allocate my capital. I think that will be capital management, not position, because position is how you manage the position that you have entered. For me, I don't manage like positions. Once I've entered, I just leave it at that, of which I think also needs another video, but it will be short, so let me also add it. So I'll talk about also like position management, how like when I enter a trade, I don't touch it anymore. So I'll expand on it more and why I do that. Also, the third one is risk. So this is how much you are risking per trade. This is something I'm going to cover on, and this is a very important topic. Another one, the third one, not the third one, but the third from the last, it's time frames. So I'm going to talk about also time frames. Which time frames do I trade? Which time frames should you look out to trade to, and which time frames you should avoid as a mechanical trader who is day trading. So that's another thing. And then the last one is risk to reward ratio. So I'm going to talk about how I incorporate risk to reward ratio, which will find a lot of things that you'll find here, they are unconventional. So I told you must come with like a clean mind to learn something new. So the thing that you'll find is I don't do a lot of conventional things. That's why you're going to find that you can get conventional results, because what I'm doing is not like something that everybody is doing or something that I've been taught to do. These are things I've done with trial and error. Failing, I fail, I come back, I reassess and try it again. That's how I learn. I do a lot of things. I draw a lot of like information to the markets, then I get my feedback, then from the feedback I take what is positive and dump what is negative. So there will be a lot of talk about that. So it's important that you, for what I've talked about that is included in a system, I would suggest that you write it down if as a topic. So I want to, while you are writing it down, or if you are not, just note of the following: the entries, exits, consistency, capital management, risk, time frame, risk to reward, and position management. And in case of any other thing, I'm going to add it later. So there's also things that I will name them as every topic will have its own like title, and it will be specifically like if it's entry. So for people who are trying like to figure out on entries, they can be able to just go straight and watch that video instead of like going through the course starting to find where like you heard about the certain topic. So I'll do that. So that is the video on system. So you need a trading system no matter what you're trading. Even like whatever system or whatever you're doing, you need a system. Even life, you need a systematic approach to life on what you're going to do when you are like faced with various challenges, or when you need to think impulsively. So the thing that you'll find about trading is that you cannot come into the market being like reactionary or maybe impulsive, like just opening the charts, you see this is a setup, this is a water, this is a pattern, let me enter a buy. You'll find that a lot of time you'll have a struggle with your emotions, because if the market gives you like a negative feedback to the input that you have given it, you're going to be affected on your ego as a man or as a woman, and also like you're going to bring your emotions out. So that is something that you need to be aware of. That's why you need a system. So a systematic approach helps in like avoiding like impulsiveness, reactionary trading, and also like it helps like get your everything together. Like there's no guesswork, there's no room for doubt. So that will help you even in building confidence in yourself and in your trading. So you might find that before you are so emotional, everybody is emotional, because you just need the right, everybody can get like triggered, you just need like the right set of conditions to trigger you to become like impulsive or reactionary or impulsive. But what a system does, it reduces those things that can bring that reaction out, that trigger, that reaction for you to make them impulsive decisions. So that is something that you will find out. So yeah, basically much of this, the only time I'm going to enter into a chart is for an entry. Once I'll try to give an example on a chart on something you can look into. But yeah, I think that's that for that. But I'm going also like to do the videos on a free ranging or freelancing, like the way I'm doing it. So there are things that I might miss on this part. Maybe I'll miss something that I should talk on the entry topic. I may talk on it at the time frame topic. So it's an essential that you watch the whole playlist and don't skip like a video for further understanding and further clarification. So also there is a group that I've created in the links in the like description below. You'll find the links to the free groups, so you can enter there and be able to like converse with other like-minded people who are trying like to understand it. I'm not charging you for anything, you can just go and learn. So yeah, that's that for this video. So if you have any question also, you can text me on, yeah, I think my Telegram account is still there, or Instagram. You can text me on Instagram. On my social media handles, I'll be quick to respond to you as soon as I get a chance. Yeah, so that's that for that. So let's meet in the next video where we are going to be talking about entries.